So are the internet going crazy because of the age difference? Because that's the case, that's stupid.
I think they're going crazy because of the age difference.
That's dumb.
When I met my wife, she was 17. We had no really conversation and no really connection until she was of age. And, it's, people don't understand it. And I got a lot of course, I got a lot of backlash for marrying someone that was 19.
The internet has been going crazy because Marques Houston got married to a 19-year-old. Apparently, they met when she was 17.
So are the internet going crazy because of the age difference? Because that's the case, that's stupid.
I think they're going crazy because of the age difference.
That's dumb.
Here's the only thing where I really have a problem with. If she's 19 years old and she's dating someone that is, I think he's in his 40s or whatever.
41.
So when they met, she was what?
17, he's probably 35 or 38. 38.
Okay, I have a problem with the 17-year part. Because let's be real. He's like, oh, there was no real connection until she was 18. Let's be honest. He was waiting for it.
Look, if he didn't have sex with her until she was of age, what's the problem?
No, the only reason that I would have an issue with it is because you met her when she was like 17. It's like you're kind of waiting around for it. I don't have a problem if they're both of legal age. I know a lot of people hate that, but at the end of the day, they're both adults. Even in the U.S., big age gaps aren't that common. People have been doing it for centuries. Even around the world, it's not even that big of a deal. The only problem I have is if you met her when you're 17 years old, you're like, oh, there's no connection. And then you're 18, oh, there's some connection. It's like, bro, come on, you camped out for it.
When we did finally start to talk, I was like, this woman is like me. And she was just like, when I would talk to her, she just, for one, we had a spiritual connection. And I feel like that's the most important thing. We both love God. And that was key.
I'm sure he did. I still don't think there's a problem with it.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I'm very clear on this. As long as he did not have any type of sexual relations with her when she was underage, I have no problem with it. Because the whole age gap thing, as you just mentioned, throughout centuries, until modern times, it's been common to have big age gaps between the man and the woman. And so if she is of age, 18 or older, and he waited around, just as long as he did not do anything when she was below 18.
That's the thing, though. In my head, I'll be honest, I really don't think he did, but like I don't know for sure, so I can't sit there and put the shackles on him and be like, oh, you did this for sure, which
we don't know.
I'm just saying that like it looks suspicious if you met her when she was 17 and then all of a sudden you're like, well, we didn't fall in love until she was 18. That seems a little bit suspicious.
I think that they did start communicating when she was 17 and he started to develop feelings for her.
And being able to start being around her and talking to like, we got it. We connected through music, and her spirit, her kindness, her heart reminds me a lot of my mom.
Yeah.
Still don't think there's a problem with it. I think a problem comes when if I'm not saying he did. If he was to do something with her sexually under 18. Yeah. Now, as far as him being like, she's 17, her vibe is amazing, I really like her, but I know I can't do anything with her till she's 18. Hey, wait around, Marques, do your thing, but. That's just my take on it.
I don't have a problem with it. Would I marry a girl who is 18 or 19 years old? Definitely not, just because who you are at 18 or 19 changes so much. That person's probably going to completely change. Like, you as a 40-year-old person, you know exactly who you are, but by the time she's like, well, she's already 22 right now. By the time she's like 26, 27, she's probably going to be a completely different person. So I don't think it's necessarily the wisest thing to do, but like I said, if she's legal, that's none of my business.
I'll also add this in there.
Yeah.
Because she was 17 is different to me. Again, did not do anything sexually with her until she turned 18. To me, 17, she has enough. She knows she's a child, but only by legal standards. Now, if it had been a story where she was like 12, 13, he waited, to me, that's kind of gross. That's very gross. But if she's 17, he's like, I'm going to stay back here and not do anything with her. As soon as she turns 18, like, I'll talk to her. I'll see if we have more because I see that spark. Now, I will say that sometimes, like, there's some traditions and some cultures which I won't name because I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
But there's some traditions to where they will marry off really young girls to old men.
Crazy.
To me, that's
gross.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
Like, she's like 10, 12. To me, that's, no.
Yeah.
Nah. But, I mean, this is a little different to me. Because the thing about it is, I see it being a possibility because 17, let's say, I mean, that's only 1 year. Marques Houston, I hope, can be like, okay, I really like this girl. And I'll wait a year when she's of age to explore things with her. Yeah. I mean, it's just a year. He's an older man. Maybe he's like, he doesn't need it. He can go do something.
I mean, he's famous too, right?
Yeah, he can go somewhere else, for a year and figure it out.
I mean, I'll be honest. I just don't feel like most dudes are going to do that, right? But like I said, that's the only problem I have is that I feel like something happened before that. It would be different if you met her when you're 18, they had feelings, you married her when she was 19. Smartest decision in the world? Probably not, but, you know, they're both legal. So I'm not going to sit there and beat you over the head with it no matter how bad people think it is. Because at the end of the day, they're both consenting adults. Right. There's nothing you can really do. I mean, It is what it is. You can be as mad as you want.
Right. And I'm not saying that I think it's smart or wise.
No, I definitely don't think it's smart.
To marry a 19-year-old?
No. He's probably going to wake up one day and be like, yo, what the F did I do? Because there's a big maturity gap. You know, especially, my thing is, though, there's a huge maturity gap within the U.S. Because one thing I will say is I've been overseas, and an 18-year-old overseas, a 19-year-old overseas, the maturity level is way different than a 19 or 18-year-old in America.
You're right. I mean, listen, you have to realize that there's also a thing called temperament, personality, upbringing. All these things play a factor.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times people in different societies are raised a lot harder than they are in the U.S.
I'm talking about even in the U.S. Like, for example, if you go to if you say you go down south somewhere in the U.S. to a woman from like a stable family, she might have a different culture she was brought up in. She might be a little more ingrained into the traditional way of behaving versus you go up to the city and you find a woman in the middle of or a girl in the middle of the city. She might be about that. Oh, I'm gonna go have fun and be free and find myself. So what I'm trying to say, my point is, you're right overall, I think, but I mean, he might have found a woman who's not about all that. Like, I gotta go have hot girl summer. Not every girl wants to have a hot girl summer.
That's true.
So
my thing about the overseas, I'm just saying that, like, when people have a harder life, they're brought up harder.
Yeah.
They tend to mature a lot faster. So that's what I'm saying. Like, in the U.S., 18 or 19 is different than other places where 18 or 19, that person might know exactly what they want because they've already been through a lot. Like I said, to each his own. So ultimately, good decision, bad decision.
What part of it? Marrying a 19-year-old or what? I don't know if it's good or bad. I think, okay, if what he's saying is true and he did not mess with her sexually before 18,
yeah,
and what he wanted to do was marry her, good decision. Good for him. I don't care. Like, do your thing. If she, like you said, if they're both consenting adults,
yeah,
I don't think it's a bad decision. Now, if you did something illegal,
yeah,
bad decision, obviously.
Yeah, I'm going to say, listen, if it's legal and they're happy for the short term, I think it's a good decision. But for the long term, I do think it's a bad decision because it's like, bro, that person, they're going to change completely different. Like I said, I'm not against older or younger people getting married. My parents are a significant age gap, right? So, I mean, like, I'm not like, oh, my gosh, age gap. Like, I don't care about that. But I just think, like, you're at different places in life. And, like, it'd be different if she was, like, maybe, like, 22 or, I mean, that's still young, but, like, 24 or something. But 18 fresh off the hinges, I don't know. I'm just thinking about myself at 18, Yeah. Ultimately, guys, this has been bad decisions. Like, comment, disagree if you do. Make sure you put it at the bottom. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok. We're out.